Welcome back to yet another Romsky video. You might not even know who I am anymore because I haven't posted in like 45 days. But if you're new here, which many of you are, my name's Romsky. I'm a Canadian figure skater, and I just came back from a competition, and my season is finally over for 2020 to 2021. Possibly one of the most eventful and uneventful at the same time seasons of all time. I just came back from my trip. I've been in my home quarantine. I'm now 7 days in, so I only have 1 week left, but honestly, I haven't even been that wary of it because I've been super busy. It's April, so tax season, but now all that's done. Now I can focus on this whole YouTube thing. Now, crazy enough, this is the first trip where I did not bring my camera with me. Bizarre. Was a bizarre feeling, but as I was packing, with how complicated the trip was, and believe me, it was a complicated and long, tough trip, I decided to leave the camera at home. I used my phone whenever I could, and honestly, I wasn't gonna vlog that much at a competition anyway, because for me personally, I need to find a little bit of a balance between like focusing on the competition and then, you know, having fun at the same time. So I recorded just some clips here and there. I'm just going to walk you through how the weekend went and how my trip went, and hopefully that's entertaining enough for you guys. Traveling now is really, really different, at least for Canadians. Going to Japan for me is usually a really, really easy flight. So I have a flight straight from Toronto to Tokyo, and often that is the last destination. And even if not, we have one last connecting. Last year, NHK did Sapporo. Osaka is where I went this time, and it should have been easy also, but it ended up being way more complicated. There are no flights, or at least when we were traveling then, there were no flights from Canada to Japan, probably because, you know, they're not making any sales, so they cancel all the flights. So I had to fly from Toronto to Chicago. That's about 2 hours. A layover of 2 hours. Chicago to Tokyo. That's about 13 hours. A little bit of a layover then. And then we got a charter flight from Tokyo to Osaka, which the organizing committee organized, which is like super clutch. Thank you. Because if not, we would have had to stay one night in Tokyo and then take a 4 to 6 hour bus from Tokyo to Osaka the next day. So it would have been like a 48-hour travel trip. But thankfully, that wasn't the case. My first flight was 8:40 a.m., like I said, Toronto to Chicago. But because we're going to miss so much time traveling, we decided to skate that morning. So I woke up at like, I don't even know, 4 a.m. or something to sort of warm up and get on the ice. My flight's at 8:40, so in order to get there, I have to be here at 5:30, last session before I leave. It's all planned so that I sleep on the plane there, you know. Honestly, I think I got, like, being completely optimistic, probably like 2 hours of sleep. This session is not really about doing anything crazy or being Superman. It's more so about just sort of getting a session before I leave. We're gonna end up not skating for 2 days. Originally it was planned for 3 days, but thankfully the organizing committee got us some sessions on Tuesday. It doesn't really matter, but it was nice just to get one more session in, you know, just to get some fitness going, just to be active before sitting in a tight seat for who knows how long at that point with all the flights combined. I got to the airport, and honestly, the airport was more or less normal. It was empty, but other than that, the procedures were normal. So I took the flight. Because of my lack of sleep from my flight from Toronto to Chicago, I was out. 2 hours solid, gone. I don't remember anything of it. Landing in Chicago was different. I went in that airport, it was like normal. Like a lot of people. I was kind of almost anxious. I haven't seen that many people in one space before. I'm just like, whoa, people. It was definitely really, really different than what I'm used to here in Canada. It was a lot. Like it was it was a lot. Okay, I definitely had I was surprised. I was a little anxious there, so I basically did my best to just sort of like, you know, hide from all the people. The layover was fine. I used my Normatec boots and all that, relaxed for a bit, and then that's it, out for that big long haul, 13 hours. Usually I'm okay with a 13-hour flight as long as it's the only flight, because like I said, usually we have a direct flight, but now knowing there's another one, I was not looking forward to it. But thankfully, because of how empty the flight was, I ended up getting the full middle row to myself. So it was basically like flying first class. I just lied across the whole thing, and then I was out 11 hours. Gone. I slept for the 11 hours there. I woke up, stayed awake for 2 hours. I'm in Japan. Like, now I understand why people would pay for first class, because if you just like don't feel the travel, that's fantastic. Now, the obstacle we were facing as we land in Japan was the fact that Japan has a travel quarantine right now, and we were exempt from it. So the instant we landed in Japan, they put us in the bubble, and then we had to travel together in that bubble, if that makes sense. We can't go out. Foreigners cannot take public transit. So that was a big thing. That also means that we could not take an actual flight from Tokyo to Osaka. It had to be a chartered flight, it had to be isolated. We couldn't be with other people. That's why initially it was going to be a bus. We're gonna land in Tokyo, stay the night in Tokyo, and then take a bus. But then I guess they realized like that'd be like really tough on us. So they were like, hold up fam, we got you. When landing in Japan, it was pretty organized. We were all lined up on our chairs, moving forward. We got our COVID test. Interestingly, they do like a salivary test where you like spit in a tube. I personally don't mind. I don't like the nasal stuff. People were uncomfortable spitting in a tube. I thought it was fine. We were able to get all that done within 45 hours. Once we got the test done, we were isolated in our bubble. Then in that bubble, we had to transfer to the other airport. Tokyo has 2 airports. We had to transfer to the other airport by bus. That was about an hour and a half. Then we took the chartered flight. That was super fast. Checking in the luggage, boarding pass, super fast. Then a bus from the airport to the hotel, another hour and a half. I'm going to say taking off from Toronto to stepping into the hotel to Osaka was around 27 hours total.
What's up everybody, it's your favorite noodle, Nam Noodle. We just landed in Osaka. I don't know how long we traveled for, but
26 now.
I'm so tired, man. I cannot wait to go to sleep and finally get the week started.
I probably should also mention that once you're in the bubble, you cannot leave the bubble, right? Because we're legally exempt from the quarantine. We can't leave. We can't really go walk around. So we were kind of stuck in the buses, and on the bus rides, I was doing my best to sort of look around to see what Osaka was like. You can look out the window of your hotel, nothing else. You can't leave the hotel, you can't leave the rink. You can only stay in the hotel and in the rink. And even in the hotel, we had our own floor, and then we had the lobby. So those were the 2 spots isolated for us. We cannot go to anywhere else. So it was a little weird, but you know, we were busy enough with practice and competition that it didn't feel too isolated. In Japan, I'm used to like everything being built up, right? They always build up because there's not much landmass. This rink is built down. So it's literally underground. Now it's a little bit of exaggeration. It's a bit of a hill. So there's like a grass hill, and then deep underneath is the rink. Different. It's definitely different, but really cool. The rink was gorgeous. The warm-up area was a volleyball court, which it's like straight out of Haikyuu, I swear. Overall, the competition ran pretty normally. Besides the fact that it was a team event, so that was a different feeling, but we got to have audience, which, by the way, was amazing. The fans in Japan, always awesome. It's always nice to skate in a place where people appreciate skating. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So competition time came. Short program was really good. I was really happy with how I skated my short program. That's the last time I'm skating to Exogenesis. For those of you who don't know, I brought that program back this year because I had no idea how this season would pan out, and I didn't really have time to find a short program I really wanted to. And this program, I never really performed to its fullest, I felt. So I feel like I performed it to its fullest this time. I was really happy about that. And I'm glad I did it because it turns out I only competed once this year, and it was worth it. The long program didn't go as smoothly as I wanted. Honestly, after the short program, the next day, I was pretty tired. I didn't expect it, but like performing in front of people hits different. Like I haven't done that in a long time, and I definitely felt like I was like really, really tired. So I did my best with the long. First half was okay. It's the second half that I started like feeling my legs were like concrete. But overall, I was happy with the performance. I liked the way I performed the program, and it was really nice to finally perform in front of people. That was the number one thing, is finally being able to perform was like A+ experience, A+. And then after that, I got to do the gala. And again, it was just nice to skate again in front of people, especially in front of people who really appreciate the sport. The men's event ended early compared to everyone else. So we had our gala practice. I didn't expect gala practice to be like this. So we showed up for gala practice, which is the day before the gala. We were going to have one more practice, but just sort of like, you know, keep moving. Full spectators. I was just like astounded. Just everyone's watching gala practice. So it was an interesting vibe. Everyone's just ripping out quads everywhere. So I started feeling like I got to start doing quads. And I got to, Yuzu's doing quad axles. Now you got to try stuff. I don't know. It It was the most intense practice all week was that gala practice. Everyone's fired up. Everyone's watching. It was something. There's not much to say other than that. Now, officially, after all that, I had to come back. Similar story, similar travel nightmare. Once you land in Toronto, instantly you get your COVID test and you get sent to a hotel. You have to chill in the hotel for like up to 3 days until you get your negative result. Then you get sent home to spend the remainder of your 2-week quarantine at home. Over the course of the trip, I got tested 7 times, I think. Some of the nose swabs were really big. Some of the nose swabs were really small.
Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and done. Yeah. If your eyes don't water, it's not done right. So good job.
We got tested every other day when we were at the competition, I think, roughly. So I'm fully experienced. Some of them are great. Some of them are not so great. But we did what we had to do. I still have to do one more. I still have one more self-kit that I have to do in like 5 days. Should I record myself doing it? No. Yes. But yeah, now I'm chilling out here. I'm 1 week done my quarantine in Canada. I still have 1 more week to go. I'm doing fine. Honestly, I'm so busy that I'm just like, I'm chilling. I'm flying through this quarantine like nothing. And it's actually nice that I can actually focus on other things right now and get other stuff done where I would otherwise struggle with if I was actually full training right now. On that note, honestly, happy with the competition. Massive thank you to ISU and the organizing committee for actually being able to do it, because as a whole, I'm sure that took like a ton of organization. And I basically felt that I was very safe in that environment. And I don't think there was any better way of doing it. I think that was just like benchmark stuff. And I think after that, I think next season we'll have competitions. I really do, because now they have like a benchmark and they sort of done it before. They already know what to expect. They know how things work, how much it costs, what to organize. So I think now, next season will be more normal. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think it'll be more normal. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully there's like, I don't know, even if there's 2 competitions next season, it'll double what I experienced this year. In about a week, I'll start skating again, and all of a sudden it's 2021 to 2022 season. And on that note, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, hit that subscribe button so you know when the next video comes out. We're almost at 20K subs, so that's exciting. And I will catch you in the next video.